going on, guys? It's Invective here. Today I'm going to be testing out Keqing versus her brand new version of herself, Alhaitham. Now we're going to find out basically which character is better, or are they actually the same, because the entire Genshin community is saying basically Alhaitham is a Dendro Keqing. I honestly don't think he is, but I'm going to show you guys my builds and then we're going to test them out, see overall whose damage is better. Obviously, we know one of the best partner in the entire game for both of these units is Nahida. So if I was to get any character, especially if you're a fan of any of these two characters, make sure you get Nahida. At least try and get her to C2, which shouldn't be asking too much if you can save up for the next time Nahida is available. But if you have Keqing or you have Alhaitham, you should be very interested to see how good these two characters actually are. So let's go ahead and show you my two characters. So here's my Alhaitham. He's at level 80 at the moment. I still have one more ascension to do on him, so whenever I have time for that, I'll do that. I'm going to show you guys his overall talents. His normal attack is at level 7. His elemental skill is at level 8, and his elemental burst is at level 8 as well. Obviously, I'd level up his skill first, then his burst, and then his normal attacks. But yeah, there you guys go. There's my Alhaitham. The artifact set I'm going to be using here with him is his best artifact set is Gilded Dreams, and then I'm going to quickly show you guys the overall stats for that. I've got completely cracked out elemental mastery sands. We've got some crit rate, some crit damage on his feather. I've got some crit damage, attack percentage, element mastery, and energy recharge on his flower. Really good flower. We've got a crit damage also on the circlet, so with 15% crit rate, attack percentage, so very good as well. His goblet needs to be leveled up, but there is no extra bonuses that I can still get here. The only bonus that I'll be looking for is some more attack percentage, some more energy recharge, and it's a Dendro damage bonus goblet. You want Dendro damage bonus, but he's at 26% right now. Because it's an onset piece. This is the only onset Gilded Dreams piece I've gotten so far. So there you go. There's my Alhaitham, and there's his overall stats: 64% crit rate, 151% crit damage, and his weapon that I'm going to be using on him is the 4-star Black Sword Refinement rank 1. So this is quite a pretty easy to build Alhaitham. If you guys are a Battle Pass owner or Gnostic him sort of player, you should be able to get him to at least this stats, right? You should be able to get this done. So basically, I've only played with him over the past 2 days since he's been available, and I've managed to get him this far. So this is definitely achievable for you guys as well. So there's my overall Alhaitham. And next up, my Keqing. So this is my Keqing. I'm going to show you her weapon. So she's running the R5 Lion's Roar. This is arguably her strongest 4-star weapon in the entire game. I don't think any of the other 4-stars are even close to how strong the Lion's Roar is on her. 30%, 36% damage increase is crazy. Obviously for Alhaitham, you could also give him the free-to-play craftable weapon, which was available in 3.3, which was the Tokabu Shigure. You could give him that. This is a weapon that works actually on both of these characters. But yeah, there's my Keqing with Lion's Roar. So she ain't going to get the benefit of the crit rate or crit damage, but she will get a crazy attack percentage. This is her artifact set, 4-piece Thundering Fury. I'm going to show you her artifact stats. Electro damage bonus goblet with 28% crit damage, attack percentage, and energy recharge. So no dead stats here. She's getting a crit rate circlet with element mastery, crit damage, energy recharge, and attack percentage. A very low amount of crit damage, but it's alright because we've got the EM, we've got the attack percentage, so no dead stats there either. She gets a feather with an energy recharge, attack percentage, 7.8% crit rate, and 110 element mastery. EM is so good on both of these characters, Alhaitham and Keqing. So they both love EM. She's getting a really good amount of crit rate and crit damage here from her feather and element mastery as well. And her last piece is the attack percentage sands. Obviously could could do much better on the sands for Keqing, could be doing much better on the sands for Alhaitham. I think the sands and the goblet are those two items that are really hard to get really good versions of. So yeah, there you guys go. There's the Alhaitham and there's Keqing. We're going to test out Keqing first right now and just look at her normal attacks and see how much damage she does off her normal attacks. The character stats: 2000 attack, level 80, 17,000 HP, 780 defense, and 302 element mastery. So there's Keqing. And then element mastery on Alhaitham is slightly higher. He's got 379. You want to build him with around 400 EM. That's the best place to be. But yeah, his defense is solid. His attack is much lower, but Gilded Dreams comes in effect very quickly once you start doing his overall elemental skill. So here we go.
Got lucky that time.
So the best thing with that Keqing is that she becomes infused with electro damage once you do her elemental skill. So they are the same. So as you can see on our elemental skill, 3000, and then 4000, 3000, 4000. I'm just going to do an elemental skill one more time so you can see.
Speed of light. With sword comes shadow.
So yeah, there you go. There's Keqing. There's her overall damage. So one thing I didn't showcase is some of the best damage that Keqing can actually do is from her elemental skill, then followed up by charged attacks. That's something that she has in common with Alhaitham. So let's go ahead and test that out as well. Okay, yeah, these guys are good enemies to be up right here.
Speed of light. Hey.
So yeah, her charge attack damage is that is literally how you want to use her, with the charge attack damage. So as you can see, she can do about 6,000 damage twice with her charge attacks. Alright, now let's go ahead and show off Alhaitham. So this is his. So similar damage as you can see. But he does get those mirrors that activate, which can do a lot of damage. But his cooldown time, I'd say that's where he kind of starts lacking, his cooldown time. His cooldown time is a bit crazy, but that's because he wants to be on the field the entire time. So very similar damage. Let's go ahead and test him out against one of those Ruin Drakes so we can see side by side what sort of damage they're actually doing. Alright, and I've managed to find myself a little Ruin Guard friend. So we're going to go ahead and test out Alhaitham's overall attacks and damage that he does. So he does about 9,000 to begin with, and you get those 2 gems of his, or his 2 mirrors, which can refresh every time you do a charge attack. You get 1 mirror every 12 seconds that can recharge. Right, and then here's his normal attacks. Not bad. And very similar to Keqing. Now, the best way I'd say to use Alhaitham is start off with his elemental burst and then follow it up by his elemental skill. So elemental burst and then skill to do the maximum damage that you want to do. Right. The elemental burst will make it so that you get 2 mirrors, and then your charge attacks followed by normal attacks will make it so that you get 1 more. So you should be able to keep a consistent flow of 3 mirrors for about 10 seconds with Alhaitham. Okay, so I just want to showcase some of his normal attacks and his charge attacks against these innocent little hilly chos. So remember, doing charge attacks, you can get a mirror. As you can see, you get 1 mirror every 12 seconds. Which is a bit unfortunate, it's every 12 seconds, but... I'd say follow three normal attacks followed by a charge attack is probably going to be your best combo. 3 normals and then a charge, 1, 2, 3, and then a charge, 1, 2, 3, and then a charge. I think that's the best way that you want to do it. Every charge attack that you do, every 12 seconds will give you 1 mirror. But I'd say the best way to get all of the mirrors up at the same time is if you do his elemental burst, then his elemental skill. If you do his elemental skill, it will always give you 2 mirrors. You'll always have 2 mirrors after you do his elemental skill. And depending on how many mirrors he has, he does more damage, right? So if you do his elemental skill followed by a charge attack, he'll be able to have 3 mirrors up. So 3 mirrors will mean he'll do the rain slash damage, where swords will rain down. 2 mirrors means that he does kind of a boomerang attack, and 1 mirror means that he does just a straight cut across the screen. So very interesting to use him that way. Alright, now let's go ahead and take him up against some bosses. Actually, we'll do Keqing first. Right. I'm just going to do her raw damage overall and try and kill the boss with just her raw damage. No buffs or anything else.
Let's light it up.
Alright, there we go. So this is Keqing.
Speed of light. Cut to the chase.
So as you can see, her damage is pretty good. Can she follow this? Can she beat this guy on her own though?
Incoming. Nowhere to hide. Right.
Okay. So that's how far she got. Didn't manage to beat the boss. But let's go ahead and compare her up against Alhaitham. Okay, here we go. This time we'll be showing off Alhaitham.
Adventure time.
Remember, this is going to be with no buffs.
Scatter. Process of elimination.
And there you go. So you managed to see side by side Alhaitham's damage and how he took out the boss, and Keqing's damage. I've got to say, just on my overall anecdotal evidence, I can see Alhaitham's doing a lot more damage just on his own. But now it's time for us to test them out when it's them fully powered up under a full team. So we're going to use Alhaitham with Nahida, with his best team composition. And how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to go up against one of the best bosses for them to fight, and that's going to be the mechanical array. Sorry, not the mechanical array, actually. What is this boss called? This thing here, the algorithm of semi-intransient matrix of Ozia network. Yeah, this guy. I think this would be a good showcase of how good they are on their best teams. Alright guys, so here I am against the boss, the network matrix machine, whatever it is. I'm going to show you guys my Keqing team and show you overall the characters that are going to be used with her to support her as well. So this is going to be a bit of a crazy team, but this is literally, if you are fully building your Keqing and you want her to have the ultimate best team that she can use, this is probably one of the strongest teams you can use with her. I'd probably say maybe you might want to change Raiden Shogun for Kuki Shinobu, but you can choose whatever character you want to bring instead of Raiden. There are two other options. You have Fishu or you have Kuki Shinobu. I think they all work quite similar in that they spread the electro damage, but Nahida is going to be a very big driver for this team, especially for Keqing. So here's the overall team. So we've got Keqing, Nahida, Raiden Shogun, and Kazuha. I'm going to quickly show you guys the other characters and what they're running. So Nahida is actually C2. So this is where Nahida really starts pushing up the crazy damage of Alhaitham and Keqing. C2. Right? Her C2 is crazy. So there we go. She's using the 4-piece Deepwood Memories. And then these are her stats: crit rate, crit damage. She has a decent amount of EM as well. Yeah, she has 460. So 460 EM Nahida, and she's using Woodsith. So she's kind of mixed C2 with Woodsith. I know, I didn't get her lamp. Raiden Shogun, she's using Engulfing Lightning, which I just recently got, so I'm still leveling it up. She's C2 as well. So as you guys can see, the two best characters in the game are probably Raiden Shogun and Nahida at C2, and I've got them both. She's using her Engulfing Lightning. Here's her stats. 0 Elemental Mastery. Okay, and then we got Kazuha. He's got 942 EM. He's using a Freedom Sworn, and he's on 4-piece Verdescent Vinray. So let's go ahead and test out Keqing's damage against this boss and see how good she actually is.
I see everything.
Illusion shattered. Into the wind.
As one with wind and cloud.
Share my knowledge. Cut to the chase. Don't blink. Speed of light. With sword comes shadow. Incoming.
So there you guys go. Absolutely crazy damage with Keqing. Obviously you could put Kuki Shinobu on the team so that she gets the healing, but mind-blowing damage. Absolutely shreds the boss. So let's see if Alhaitham is going to be better up against this Overseer network. But there you go, Keqing. Absolutely crazy damage. Very similar playstyle that she does the same mechanics as what Alhaitham has, but she's kind of different in her own way. Is Alhaitham the Electro Keqing though? Let's find out.
For work-life balance, but
Alright guys, we're here with the Alhaitham. This time it's time to showcase his team and see if he can do the damage that Keqing can do. And then at the very end of the video is going to be an infographic with the maximum damage that Keqing did and the maximum damage that Alhaitham did, their normal attack damage, their charge attack damage, and overall how good they are with their specific teams. So here's Alhaitham's team. So obviously we are still using Raiden Shogun alongside with him, who's C2. I'm going to be using Nahida as well, who's also C2 with her Widsith. And then on this team I am actually bringing Yelan, and Yelan actually provides quite a nice buff with her special skill Adept with Ease. This makes it so that when you give her the dice throw attack, her elemental burst, and you switch to our Alhaitham, she'll be doing so much more instances of damage. So and she will be buffing his overall damage as well. So there we go, there's the team for Alhaitham, and let's go ahead and find out how good Alhaitham is on this team. There we go. Alright guys, I think that should be pretty much putting a rest to the overall argument. But then again, we can say that either character can be really good. Now I'm going to quickly discuss the flaws of these two characters. So let's go ahead and pull them both out. Okay. So, the amazing thing with Keqing is that her energy recharge is crazy. She's always got her elemental burst up. And the best thing about Keqing is the reason why she's got her elemental burst up so quick all the time, right? And the talents are level 8, 6, and 8. Her elemental burst cost is only 40. So she can be ridiculously doing crazy damage non-stop with her elemental burst. In fact, she doesn't need to be on field doing damage. You can swap onto her, let her do her burst, and let her get out of there, right? You can throw in a few charge attacks here and there, but overall she does less damage than Alhaitham, but she can do more over a longer fight. Because the fact that she gets only 40 energy cost for elemental burst. Meanwhile, for Alhaitham, and this is the unfortunate thing for him, is that his elemental burst actually costs 70. So a big problem you're going to be running into with Alhaitham is the fact that his elemental burst costs so much. But you can alleviate that by activating his elemental burst first to go ahead and do the overall damage, get the mirrors, and then after you get the mirrors, start doing your elemental skill. Then you've got 3 mirrors up, so start doing normal attacks followed by charge attacks. Remember, do normal attack, normal attack, normal attack. So 3 normal attacks followed by a charge attack is overall his best combination. So there you guys go. So you got so yeah, there's pretty much my review on Keqing versus Alhaitham. It's up to you guys to decide which character you like better. I'm going to show up all the stats on the screen now. And then there you guys go. So there's the stats. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next Genshin Impact video. Peace out. Bye bye.